Hello everyone! So, I'm going to be doing a couple things today. Let's hop in, shall we? So, how do we start this off? 1.4.4 brought a lot of new features with it. Being an update heavily based on community suggestions, it's only obvious that something so big would have various different ways, would have various different items and new effects suggested by the community. As I'm sure a couple of us know, the Labor of Love update released on September 28th. And this is going to answer why I haven't posted in a bit. September 28th is my birthday. So, I like to refer to Labor of Love as the birthday update, considering it came out on my birthday. So yeah, in birthday update, we got the Rubblemaker. Chaos has made a video on this, and it's a really versatile tool. So today I'm going to be showing you a couple dumb uses for it. And we're going to start with probably my favorite. The Rubblemaker can be used to place down most of the ambient objects in the game. This opens up a bunch of different possibilities as to what we can do with it. Quick note, most of the miscellaneous things, including the chicken cage, the tent, or even the wishing well, are made using wood, including a gold chandelier for some reason. So, yeah, these look nice, and you can break them and get your materials back. But I think we're here for something else today. I'm going to be showing you some dumb uses for them. Starting with the very simple one. Making a chicken shipment area. Have you ever wanted a chicken and decided, I'll just order it? Because if so, I have the surprise for you. With our new and improved technology, we can now ship you a chicken egg. That's a bone key. We can now ship you chicken. Actually think, if I apply dye to this thing, my hope is that it will look a bit more like a normal chicken. I'm actually going to leave the desert to do these. I would like no heat blur for this. Okay, well that's normal silver. I guess it's also a good time to go over the core keeper pet, the best one, chicken. What if I brown? Oh! Yeah, that's getting somewhere. What if I... It's not the color I want. Okay, well, that's not gonna do anything. What about... Okay. This does look like a nice chicken. So have you ever wanted to buy a chicken for yourself and decided, I don't know where to buy it from? Chicken shipment. Okay, so it's stupid, but trust me, viewer. This is number one. Basically, it's going to get worse from here. And the better thing, don't use invisible platforms. It gives away the illusion. Place these in some sort of small warehouse, and you can get some really nice results. What I find the funniest thing, though, is that we have the ability to spawn poultry from thin air. Thin air. So use this to make some sort of chicken storage, or if you wanted to go a bit crazier, you can even have some empty cages lying around, as if some of these chickens have already been purchased. Or perhaps you want to make some evil mod of Redemption Empire. Whatever it is, chicken storage is there for you. And speaking of chicken, in this case, chickening out, you know, the phrase used to describe people who run away from scary situations. Let's get into our next use of the Rubblemaker. I am going to be needing the Echo platforms I grabbed. Allow me to show you. So, I've shown one use of it. So how about the second? I'm sure that some of us have thought that it'd be really interesting to make some sort of tornado build. We've sat there and thought to ourselves, I don't know how to do this. Have we ever wanted to make a tornado build and wanted to make it look like something was being dragged in? Or have you wanted to make some sort of haunted house where crashed or broken things magically come to life and begin floating? If you have answered yes to any of these questions, I have a perfect solution for you. If I can find the Spectre goggles, I could show it, but... Where the heck are they? Okay, there they are. Using these and a bunch of other blocks to get differentiated objects, we can kind of create our own sort of tornado. And I'm sure we can all agree that this looks amazing. Making some sort of Terran universes, doing this can go a long way. As without Echo Block, it just looks like something is being dragged in, which is kind of the illusion that I want to go for. For example, floating cages. It's unfortunate that we can't slope them in a way, but at the same time, though, it does look nice. We're now going to move on to the third use, and this is a very stupid use I found for it. So let me place something down. And re-equip my pet. Sorry, Blue Chicken. So Golem, as we all know, has a very sort of face. Because I don't even have a camera on, but he has a very sort of face. Because, and a lot of people have different jokes about the face. For example, some might say that he has his face because he realizes how easy of a boss this is. This face. Now, tell me what else has a very neutral face, a moody face. Something in real life. Moi. So, Golem can basically serve as the moi of Terraria. I apologize, I have to make this sound. Look, I have to, I'm sorry. Sorry, viewer. So, we have the ability to make our own sort of miniature Easter Island using this. By taking one piece of lizard brick, or I guess a couple more. There are 3 decorations with lizard brick. There's the big one. There's this one, which is going to be our Moai head. Oh, sorry. Moai. It's going to be our Moai head. A bit unfortunate we can't rotate them, because it'd be funny to have a Golem council meeting. But we do what we have to do. So you imagine, you're building some sort of miniature jungle island, a very micro build, basically. Laying one of these out and using white paint or gray paints will make it look a bit more, moi. In fact, let me show you. So each of these is moi. moai. So this is the white paint and the gray paint. The gray paint's a bit dark, which I believe is how moais are. But if you want to make it look like there is some sort of some light being reflected on the stone, it's definitely in your best interest to use this. So yeah, golem heads can be mini moai heads, or moai heads. Speaking of lizard brick, the next one's pretty dumb. Now this looks like some sort of sacrificial altar, which is what I believe it is. It can be used as a much more variated bathtub. If you paint it correctly, it can look like a bathtub. Because the actual lizard bathtub, which I'm going to craft, looks a bit different. If they even have a bathtub. They clearly have sacrificial altars here, judging by the blood running down it. So placing these and then painting them is well worth your time, especially when making some sort of demonic-themed build. Sure, this doesn't look as convincing as blood, but it definitely looks like a sacrificial altar now. I'm now going to grab a lizard furnace to show off what the actual lizard bathtub looks like. If you want some variation in some sort of bathroom, or want to make all your friends who like building with lizard bricks sit there in confusion, assuming that they have no clue what was introduced in the Labor of Love update, but they keep playing, it can be really fun to absolutely confuse them as to why their bathtub is so much different than yours. And if you do it just right, you can give them a bit of jealousy. Even the lizard furnace can be painted. Oh! That's the face that the furnace makes. Oh! This is the lizard bathtub. So if you want a much more slim and bathtub-looking bathtub, look no further than this ambient object. I admit it's kind of stupid, but trust me. We have a bunch more to go through. A couple more. This is going to be a much shorter video than normal. And I apologize for not uploading well. This one, I'm going to go through a bunch of them quickly. You can make it sort of look like you can definitely make it look like something has happened there. And I'm going to grab a couple other things, because I'm going to go through a bunch of other uses for it. I'm going to start with marble. Marble actually has uses with the Rubblemaker. So yeah, this is some sort of pillar rubble. But it can also look like some sort of stone. Put these in your mines to make them look like if you have some sort of marble-themed mine going, it could be really awesome to put some of these down to show treasures. And that last one, if you want a gravestone, look no further than this. It can be great for making gladiator gravestones or some sort of mythological area, as they look very convincing for gravestones of kings. So these are a couple of the Rubblemaker's uses. Now I know it's mainly used for atmosphere, but we can get a lot more out of it, because it's a very versatile tool. Sure, I could just place these in the underworld to make them look a bit better, but we can get way more creative. We haven't even been scratching the surface of what this is capable of. And honestly, I don't even think I can. But with the right amount of practice and effort, you can basically make a bunch of different things. All have a really nice effect to them. lemongrass seeds, which are compatible. Have you ever wanted to make a sort of relic room for each boss that's a bit more advanced than trophies? Look no further than Foliage and the Lizard Brick Golem Head. You can easily make it look like something happened to Planet Terra here, as if the bulb has been eroded, or even better, it has sort of become one with the foliage. The wall of flesh is going to be a bit harder for you to make one of these. My best recommendations are the skull with some red paint applied to the bricks. But now I think we're going to go to the, let me show you one that I know of. Have you ever wanted a sort of relic to show that you've managed to defeat a boss that isn't, you know, other things? Because these can do all sorts of things. I'm going to give you about 15 seconds to try and think of how you could use them. And we're back. Maybe that was a bit more than 15 seconds, maybe it was a bit less, who cares? Hopefully you thought of something that I didn't think of. But if you wanted to, say, show that you have defeated a boss, or wanted to make a sort of Rubblemaker altar, this is your key right here. The Rubblemaker comes in the small size, so we're going to grab some red paint. I'm sure you know where this is going. You're able to now place down the Rubblemaker using the Rubblemaker. As Thanos once said, he used the stones to destroy the stones, and now here we are. Now, it's not accurate with the Rubblemaker, but you have to admit, it looks pretty close to what the Rubblemaker looks like. So placing these in your builds can really spice things up, as it can make it look like a sort of Rubblemaker altar. In fact, if you wanted to make an adventure map or a small map introducing the Rubblemaker to new players, and show the versatility of such a tool, perhaps here could be a chest where you can pick up your Rubblemaker. So as some of us know, the Rubblemaker can support a bunch of different blocks. Alright. So as I was saying, I have some Legos on the table right now, and something fell, so I had to fix it. Up now! So, I'm going to... You get the idea. This is the small Rubblemaker, and that could be a sort of Rubblemaker. There's a bunch more I could go into, like how to properly harness such a tool. And whether the uses happen. By the way, you can teabag with the step stool. This is... I just had to... give me a sec. I'm not trying to scare you, but you can teabag with the step stool. You can teabag with the step stool. Yeah, you can teabag with the step stool. That's pretty cool. That ability alone can in case you wanted a PvP arena and wanted teabagging of some kind, just for fun, look no further than the step stool, which is dye supportive, as you can see, because it has twilight dye, because my worm scarf. Let's see what mushroom brings to the table. The shrooms. Let's see if we can't turn this into something else. Oh no, I painted the grass green. And that's way too green. This one piece of rubble here can be used to do a bunch. Make things like grass that looks like that. Small hills containing some kind of weed. Or grass, for that matter. Now we're going to get to bones, because that is another can of worms. Bones have quite a few objects, including this, which you can put in some sort of dungeon build to give off the appearance of this person was slain, take their weapon, and keep going. You can use this for Skeletron, as it looks like he fired off an expert mode skull. You can place these down, because I freaking love these ones. They work really well as sort of, they work really well in dungeons as sort of tortured animals. Perhaps a beast was imprisoned there. And some of them even come with some blood on them. You can have small skulls, that. We even have Piranha Skull. And they can face different ways. You can use these as miniature piranha skulls, which looks really good, especially in ocean theme builds. You can kind of see an eye and a tooth there. It reminds me so much of fish. A bunch of these objects have many different uses. For example, some sort of eldritch horror that lurks in the sea. You can easily make one using, well, what I've shown you. Using a bunch of piranhas, you can basically show what's been endangering the jungle's wildlife. If you're a fisherman, I guess you could put this in your house and say, as a trophy of the hard-earned piranha meat that you've obtained. This thing actually has a really fun use. They work great as termite mounds. No, I'm not joking. These look a bit more like termite mounds, but I'm sure the idea makes itself clear. You can use them to make all sorts of termite mounds. Great for any wildlife-themed builds. So there's a bunch more I could go into, like the tiny things you can do with the Rubblemaker, or some of the much more massive things like ambient objects. even a house made out of them, using Echo Block, of course. But I think I'm gonna end it there. It's a much shorter video today, but I would like to take the time to thank anyone who watches these. It means a lot to me. Consider subscribing. Astro King out.